How do you strengthen your offer with something other than price? Hey guys, this is Joe Gatone with Gatone Real Estate. Thanks for tuning in. Today's Tuesday tip's all about strengthening your offer with something other than the price. If you want to pay more, that's fine. But we're talking about some other terms in the contract today that are going to help you compete with multiple offers, or if you're at the top of your budget, try to make your offer a little bit stronger and hopefully get accepted. I have quite a few things I want to cover here, so I'm going to try to talk fast. Okay, first thing you should give away is the closing date. Right? If you need a specific date, you are already in a losing position and you're going to lose leverage compared to anybody else who doesn't need a closing date. If you don't need a specific day, then you just need to ask the seller, or if you're on the sell side, you could do this too. Ask the buyer, what closing date do you need, and give it to them. Don't hang on to that closing date. It's not that important, especially if price is. Let it go. The other thing is earnest money. This is a false safety net. Okay? Sellers love earnest money. They think it's super, super important. And so if you can put as much earnest money possible, which is part of your down payment up front, then hopefully your offer will get accepted. However, you will never see this money again should all things go well. So be prepared to let go of it. But again, put as much of it as you can put down as possible. On the sell side, who cares about earnest money? Stop asking for so much. Maybe that's the reason you can get a higher price, is if you let these guys get away with lower earnest money. Okay, couple things that are a little bit tricky. One, I think this is a little bit of a trick, as is. Okay, as is will give the sellers a little bit more confidence that you're not going to nickel and dime them on an inspection. Okay, however, you can still get an inspection, and if something should arise from the inspection that's super concerning, you can still cancel the contract. So before you cancel the contract in those situations, you should ask the seller to fix those items, especially if they're items that they're probably going to have to fix for another buyer anyway. On a foreclosure, this is not the case. But if you're dealing with a seller and you give them as is, and then you get an inspection and you find out there's some major, major things that you're actually going to walk away from the deal because of them, then you should ask the seller to fix them before you do. And again, if they flex the as is muscle, then walk away. No big deal. Earnest money goes back to the buyer. The last thing is a letter to the seller, or I've never done this before, from seller to buyer, but it could work. Letter to the seller, especially if there's other buyers out there. All of a sudden they know who you are. They see your picture of your family. They understand why you want their home, how you're going to care for their home, right? The neighborhood, all these things, the mushy heartstring things that you're pulling on are going to help the seller pick you over somebody else, especially if it's a tiebreaker situation. You could win, right? And I would suggest, other than price, writing a letter anyway, because sometimes you need them to negotiate down quite a bit, whether there's another offer or not. You just want them to feel comfortable giving you the house. And you're much more likely to get it that way if you basically just plead with them and ask them nicely in a letter. So that's today's Tuesday tip. There are much more terms and much more tips on how to strengthen your offer other than price. But just for the sake of time, wanted to keep it short. If you're interested in hearing more about that, please shoot me a message, write a comment, let me know. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, at Gatone Real Estate. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you can stay up to date with more Tuesday tips. Till next time, thanks guys.